Okay, so I just want to make this video really quick because my daughter keeps trying to steal this from my cupboard, and I understand why. It's really pretty. Hold on, actually, hold on. Okay, I wanted to grab this because this is my college class ring for management, business management, and it has my initials. And I believe, no, that's just. I thought there was like one other thing engraved on here. No, I think that was it. It was just the business management and my initials in Cal Poly Pomona colors. That's where these two things come from. This I think is a 6.5. Let me see. Yeah, it is. And it only fits on this hand. But anyways, so my college alma mater is, I have two. I went to Rio Hondo Community College, and then I got a associate's degree in business administration. And I was on the dean's honors list for that. And then I transferred over to Cal Poly Pomona, which is a Cal State, and I took a leadership class, and so the teacher signed us up for the National Society of Leadership and Success, Sigma Alpha Pi, I believe it's called, and so I'm part of that. And then this is Beta Gamma Sigma, which is the International Honor Society for the College of Business. And you can't apply. Like, this was a class and you could sign up for it, and you have to complete so many hours and so many courses, and then you can get inducted into this. This is, you can't pay your way into it. Not really. You can't do anything besides have a certain GPA. And you also, it's not enough just to have a high GPA and be like top of your class. You have to also be hand selected by staff, faculty, administration, and your professors. One of those is redundant, but they have to all come together and select you out of a handful of people to be inducted into this society, Beta Gamma Sigma, which I was. So that it wasn't just because my good grades, but I constantly checked in with my advisor, and I was constantly talking with my professors, and I'm just a social butterfly sometimes, but so I made an impression clearly, and so I was selected and inducted into the society. And so this is not something you can really come by, which I tell my daughter why she can't play with, because this is actually quite special to me. But so those are my accolades, my accomplishments from college. I did graduate cum laude. There was like one C that brought me down, and that was because the professor had a program. I feel like I talked about this before. The professor had a program, his program, he wanted you to use. He didn't give you parameters. He was just like, here's this thing, put whatever money amount you want in there, and then there'll be a leaderboard. And so we weren't giving very good specifications. And so some people were pulling millions of dollars in, and we weren't sure how much money we had. So we were like, and then we were each supposed to have like an accounting major on our team, and they were supposed to make this spreadsheet that was supposed to be linked together. But because our accountant person didn't do the formulas, like, we got a C. We collectively got a C on it, and so we collectively got a C in the class. Anyways, but I mean, I guess that is real life too. Your accountant messes you over. It's everybody's downfall. So I mean, I guess that's a telltale whatever. But so that is my accolades from my schooling, and so I wanted to share that and a little bit of my work history. Mostly payroll and invoicing and admin assisting and just a little bit of everything, because my mind needs to be doing a little bit of everything, otherwise it gets unstimulated and then it passes out. So I prefer creating and reading and learning, and I love acquiring knowledge. So but if I have to work in the corporate world, I prefer something that isn't just strictly numbers, isn't just strictly words, but is a combination of the two with enough scheduling, repetition that I know what to expect, but then also has enough variety that I don't get bored. So, team, independent, I could do both. So that's kind of and because I don't upplay career ambitions, I'm always kind of like perceived as someone who is not well educated and not intelligent, which is kind of silly in my book, but you know, my main ambition is to raise my children. I only have one right now, but raise my children and my child and any future children into functioning members of society. That is my primary goal and ambition, is to have a home, healthy, comforting home. And it could just be because I am too smart that I already know that no matter what company I work for, I'm replaceable, I'm not going to be memorable, and if the company's not working for the general good of society, what is the point? What is the point to me working so hard, draining my life force, other than just paying bills? You know, if I wanted to be remembered by society, I would do volunteer work. So that's just how I feel about that. So, but because I'd rather sit back from a career path and focus on my offspring and raise them to be functioning members of society, I'm often kind of brushed off as someone who doesn't have a good education or intelligence. And so I get met with a lot of, well, do you have a business plan? Well, can you do this? Do you need help? Which I appreciate, but also I majored in business. So I can, and so it's a little frustrating to hear that when it's like especially from people who've known me my whole life, and it's like you know what I studied in school. You know how I managed my finances when I was a stay-at-home mom, to the point where I could take my husband's income and put us on a tight budget, to the point where we could save up thousands of dollars on our way to buy a house. Like I I know how to make smart investments and to weigh the pros and cons. And anyways, so it's just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes if you're not career ambitious, people underestimate you, which I don't mind, because then if people have low expectations of me, I don't have to perform for them. And I like that. Because then I can just fly under the radar and yeah, but every single direct boss I've ever had loved me. And was impressed with me, was like, wow, you're amazing. Like, all of my reviews have always been really good. It's it's when my honesty gets the best of me with another coworker that it becomes a problem. Or if I am too everywhere and then the head honcho gets kind of freaked out that my influence is everywhere, and then they take it negatively, and then it comes back to bite me. So, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to share my accolades and trying to figure out my next move. From my calculations, a full-time remote job right now as a single mother would be the best choice for me. Because then I wouldn't have to worry about being called out of work for my kid. I won't have to stress about her being in after-school care that doesn't know how to handle her. And if I need to go to school, it would be easy for me to do. It would save on gas. It would save on stress for the days that she has out. Those are random days she has out. I can totally take care of her. If she needs to stay home sick, I could totally take care of her. It solves a lot of problems. There's just not a lot of remote jobs that do what I like to do. So we'll see what happens. It's either that, or if my future spouse is seeing this, it would be good if you could come in soon. I'm struggling over here a little bit. But anyways, I'm good. I've got a few months before the ex says no more extra child support, and I'm really gonna have to figure out what to do with that. So, I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm delusional, thinking I have a future partner out there, but in case I'm not delusional and you are watching me, that would be a great time. Otherwise, remote work. But yeah, so I just thought I'd share that. I could try to figure out something else. I just feel like I'm not an online persona that could make money online, as like channels and videos and things like that. I could do supernatural stuff like channeling messages or tarot or ghost stuff, but like I don't want to. I feel like I don't want to be making money that way. Not that I couldn't. I just I don't want to open myself up to other people's energies, because sometimes their energies are icky. Sometimes they have bad spirits. Sometimes like attached to them. Sometimes their ancestors don't mess with my ancestors, and I just don't want to do that. I could try to do art, but the art world is very much who do you know, and not really how skilled you are. And then with AI, you have a chance of being ripped off, and so it's just it's not fun. So anyways, I will continue creating and looking for jobs and hoping for love. Anyways, and that's kind of sad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't but I feel like the person who's aligned with me, my future partner that's aligned with me, will understand that even though I'm highly intelligent and I could do a job, that my personality is too honest and I don't fit into the work world. And they would be okay with me staying home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the household, and being in a supportive role rather than a head of the household making money role. But that's just, and I could make money on the side. I just need the capital to set that up. But so anyways, that's it. That's the only update. Okay, bye. Oh, I do have something in my channel bio description that if you have some spare change you'd like to donate, that there's a place for you to do that. Really, it would just help with water filters, air filters, any excess thing my kid needs, like shoes, chocolate. Okay, bye.